Namaste. A very good morning to all and one present here for the 9th Green Fashion India 2022 Prelude, powered by SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. On behalf of Maharshi Karve Stri Shikshan Sanstha and School of Fashion Technology, I, Mallika, welcome you all. Ladies and gentlemen, all our dignitaries have arrived and taking blessings from Bharat Mata and ardent social worker Bharat Ratna Maharshi Dhondo Keshav Karve for his exceptional contribution of women's education for their empowerment. All our dignitaries are heading towards the craft village for inaugurating the Green Initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day of recognition, a new beginning, and it requires the blessings from greatest powers. Being keen followers of Indian traditions, our dignitaries are commencing the opening ceremony with the traditional and auspicious lamp lighting at the Green exhibit, as it's a strong symbol of enlightenment, hope, and prosperity. I request all the volunteers to take their seats. Our dignitaries are inaugurating the Green exhibit at Craft Village. All of you can take a look at it. request all the students to quickly settle down. Ladies and gentlemen, our dignitaries are proceeding towards the venue. I request all of you to kindly stand and pay respect. Ladies and gentlemen, as our nation celebrates 75 years of independence with Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, let us begin this morning by paying tribute to our motherland with national anthem. Kindly rise for the national anthem. Good morning.
प्रभु ने येतात 5 मिनिटात we are going to start.
Dhamma national anthem. National anthem, please.
भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you, everyone. You all can take your seats. I am Nijah Paroveti, Ganana Laghu Chetasam, Udara Charitanam tu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. ये मेरा अपना है और ये नहीं है. इस तरह की गणना छोटे चित्त वाले लोग करते हैं. उदार हृदय वाले लोगों की तो संपूर्ण धरती ही परिवार है. One earth, one family, one future and one reason, green fashion. On behalf of Maharshi Karve Sri Shikshan Sanstha and School of Fashion Technology, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome all the dignitaries and esteemed guests to the 9th Green Fashion India 2022, a prelude powered by SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. Environment is a global reason for us as well as personal responsibility. It will be our effort that there should be no first world or third world, but only one world. What a beautiful vision and what an auspicious day, as today on the 1st of December, we, India, officially take the presidency to conduct one-of-a-kind G20 summit for 2023. We know that the summit works to address major issues related to global economy and sustainable development. And so, we all are here to contribute, come together, and work together to exchange our ideas, information, and sustainable practices to promote social sustainability through Green Fashion India. Ladies and gentlemen, we are extremely privileged and honored to have with us esteemed dignitaries. We have with us President of the ceremony, Dr. Vinayji Sahasrabuddhe, President, Indian Council for Cultural Relations. Sir has joined us online. We have our chief guest, Mr. Rahulji Mehta, ex-president, Clothing Manufacturers Association of India and International Apparel Federation. We'll be joining shortly with guest of honor, Padma Shri Mr. Girishji Prabhune, founder and president of Punarutthan Samarasita Gurukulam and a senior social activist. And we have with us our special guest, Mr. Rajesh Balakrishnan, CEO, Industrial Product Division, Pidilite Industries. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very honored to also have with us the auspicious presence of Professor Dr. Ujjwala Chakradev, Honorable Vice Chancellor, SNDT Women's University, Mumbai; Dr. Nalini Patil, Dean, Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, SNDT Women's University, Mumbai; Mr. Ravindra Dev, Chairman, MKSSS; Ms. Vidya Kulkarni, Vice Chairman, MKSSS; Architect Ms. Mohana Kadam, President, Green Fashion India and Management Committee Member, MKSSS; and Dr. Hundekar, Secretary, Green Fashion India and Principal, SOFT. A very warm welcome to all the dignitaries once again. I would now like to request Dr. Hundekar, Secretary, GFI and Principal, SOFT, to extend the welcome.
Namaskar. Very good morning to everyone. Very good morning to Green Fraternity of India and abroad. It is 9th conference we are going to host in the month of October 23, and we all have gathered for the prelude, that is the sessions which is going to build the environment for our main conference. And to build this environment, we have very prestigious dignitaries and contributors of this country and countries abroad as well. On this occasion, on behalf of Maharshi Karve Stri Shikshan Sanstha and SNDT Women's University, I would like to extend warm welcome to our President of the function, Dr. Vinayji Sahasrabuddhe, President of ICCR, Mr. Rahul Mehta, Chief Mentor of Clothing Manufacturers Association of India and a key personality to initiate Sustainability Resolution Project of India. We have shortly, like Mr. Girish Prabhune is going to join us. He is Padma Shri and dedicated for social work. And I'm sure you will get to see a lot of such personalities and get to learn a lot of things from them. I extend my warm welcome once because he's not there. Still, I'm taking his name. We have Mr. Rajesh Balakrishnan with us, who is the special guest, and Mr. Rajesh Balakrishnan is the pioneering founder member of Green Fashion India. I extend my warm welcome to you, sir. Our most beloved Vice Chancellor ma'am, who is today's host along with our chairman, Ravindra Dev. So I welcome Professor Ujjwala Chakradev ma'am, Honorable Vice Chancellor ma'am, and MKSSS Chairman, Mr. Ravindra Dev. We have our beloved Madam Vidya Kulkarni Madam, who is Vice Chairperson of MKSSS, and our Dean Madam of SNDT Interdisciplinary. I welcome Dr. Nalini Patil ma'am and Vidya ma'am also. Last but not least, Madam here sitting on the dais is the President, Mohana Kadam of GFI President. I extend warm welcome to everyone. We have all contributors of GFI as our executive committee members. I need to take few names by default. It is very essential, you must understand, all these big personalities have gathered here. I'm sure you know the way, for them 1 hour is very big, and I think for 2 days they have spared for all of us. We welcome Ms. Meher Kaslino ma'am, Mr. Rahul Bhajakar, Mr. Benjamin Itter, Mr. Philip Warren, Mr. Ullas Nimkar here, Rajeshri Netalkar, who was the founder member of this, all our dignitaries who have come all the way from various institutes. My warm welcome to everyone. Our Jignasa ma'am is also a member of our steering committee along with Garima ma'am and Suresh sir. A very warm welcome to everyone, all students, all fashion fraternity, and I'm sure this is going to be a very exciting experience. We are going to have a lot of enlightening sessions throughout, and this will build the entire environment of the conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, every institution is blessed with a great source of inspiration through a strong endowment of the parent organization. I am deeply honored to talk about our parent organization. The Maharshi Karve Stri Shikshan Sanstha was established in 1896 by the great visionary, reformist and social worker Bharat Ratna Maharshi Dhondo Keshav Karve. The 126 years old organization was established to provide shelter to destitute women. The organization works toward educating women and making them self-reliant. With its legacy in women empowerment for 126 years, the Sanstha has become an epitome in the field of women's education with nearly 68 educational institutes under its umbrella. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm truly privileged to talk about our powering partner of the GFI Prelude. We are extremely honored and pleased to have the association with India's most prominent universities, Srimati Nathibai Damodar Thakursi Women's University, that is SNDT Women's University, Mumbai, for the 9th Green Fashion India Prelude. The university was founded by Maharshi Dhondo Keshav Karve in 1916 for a noble cause of women's education, and it is the first women's university in India as well as in Southeast Asia. In a century-old existence, the university has grown into a multidisciplinary institution hosting diverse professional, technical, and liberal art programs. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now introduce SOFT. SOFT was established in the year 1998 under the proud legacy of Maharshi Karve Stri Shikshan Sanstha. SOFT is pioneer in fashion education and one of the top fashion design schools in the country. SOFT is committed to provide an enriched experience to its students, encompassing industry-integrated education with technology and sustainable practices. SOFT is a NAAC A-grade accredited fashion institute. And I'm very glad to share that for exceptional initiative of Green Fashion India, SOFT has received International Star Award for Quality at the International Business Initiative Development Convention at Geneva. खुद वो बदलाव बनिए जो दुनिया में आप देखना चाहते हैं. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the quote by the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, is a source of inspiration for this 9th Green Fashion India Prelude. This prelude unites us for the change which is more to do with actions over words. The 9th Prelude brings a stronger yet smarter, concerned yet more action-packed, deep yet powerful initiative on sustainability with a wider perspective, the society. The main theme of the Prelude is advocating social sustainability through perspective and practices to enhance social quotient. The theme intends to uplift the social quotient by building a network of individuals who have an ability to maintain sustainable approach with endless possibilities beyond just fashion. Each one of us matters and has a role to play and make a difference. Inspired from this quote, the varied sub-themes bring into consideration all these stakeholders to address social sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, to keep the notions of the conference intact and spirits high, we are highly grateful to have with us extremely dynamic personalities in the gracious presence. We have, as the President of the ceremony, Dr. Vinayji Sahasrabudhe, President, Indian Council for Cultural Relations. Sir is present with us online. Vijayji is a nationalist social worker at heart, a researcher of political science, and trainer in democracy by profession, and a parliamentarian by elevation. Sir has been a member of Parliament Rajya Sabha and also appointed as chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Human Resource Development. Sir is currently the president at ICCR, director of the Public Policy Research Center, and the vice president at Rambau Margi Prabodhini, a prestigious research and training academy. Sir is also the vice president of Indian Social Responsibility Network and has been formally served as national vice president of Bharatiya Janata Party. Sir, we are very honored to have you with us as the president of the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very proud and glad to have with us as the chief guest of the ceremony, Mr. Rahulji Mehta, former president of Clothing Manufacturers Association of India and International Apparel Federation. With a resilient personality, Sir has been a part of fashion and apparel industry in India and overseas over nearly 5 decades. Sir has been associated with the launch and growth of many iconic brands that changed the face of Indian retail. Sir has been a former president at CMAI and president International Apparel Federation, a member of the management of several fashion organizations, and on the advisory board of several fashion institutes, including SOFT. Sir has been playing a pivotal role in supporting, guiding, and inspiring SOFT since its inception. Sir, we are deeply honored to have you with us as the chief guest of the ceremony. I would like to request Professor Ujjwala Chakradev, Honorable Vice Chancellor, SNDT Women's University, to kindly felicitate Mr. Rahul Mehta. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request everyone to kindly stand as our guest of honor has arrived, Mr. Girishji Prabhune. Can we have a big round of applause, please? Ujjwala. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, you all can take your seats. We are very glad to have with us as the guest of honor of the ceremony, Mr. Girishji Prabhune, founder and president of Punarutham Samarasata Gurukulam and a senior social activist. With a strong on-ground connect, but aloof from the media, glamour, and attention, Sir is an Indian social worker and social activist known for his work towards upliftment of the nomadic Pardhi community and their children since 1970. Sir was conferred the very prestigious Padma Shri in 2021 for social work category. The exceptional and commendable work involves upliftment, education, and livelihood of the children from Pardhi community, which was once termed as criminals under the criminal tribes by British. Sir has been playing a crucial role in the support of their social growth and development. Sir is a leading spokesperson for the nomadic community and also runs the famous Punarutthan Samarasata Gurukulam, a residential school with a pure vision to uplift and empower the society. Sir, we are very pleased to have you with us as the guest of honor of the ceremony. I would like to request Mr. Ravindra Dev, Chairman MKSSS, to kindly felicitate Padma Shri Mr. Girishji Prabhune. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very glad to have with us our special guest, Mr. Rajesh Balakrishnan, CEO, Industrial Product Division, Pidilite Industries. With a career in textile manufacturing, sir has a vast experience at BASF in varied capacities such as Business Development Manager, Regional Technical Manager, Manager Innovation and Strategy for Global Strategic Management, and Performance Chemicals for Textiles. Sir has been actively involved in the textiles, leather, paper, and architectural coatings with monomer businesses. I would like to request Ms. Vidya Kulkarni, Vice Chairman MKSSS, to kindly felicitate Mr. Rajesh Balakrishnan. We are very glad to have a strong support from one of the most empowering universities across the world, which is powering force of the 9th Green Fashion India Prelude. And we are very pleased to have with us Professor Ujjwala Chakradev, Honorable Vice Chancellor of SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. With an exceptional contribution in teaching for last 36 years, Ujjwala ma'am has also been an active member in the administrative tasks and various higher positions. Ma'am's professional experience as renowned architect involves being head of research and consultancy cell and private practices for interior design at PWD of Maharashtra and president of Maharashtra Association of School of Architecture. Ma'am has also actively been involved as head of documentation cell for heritage structures of Nagpur and a member in the framework for curricular development for universities in India. I would like to request Architect Ms. Mohana Kadam, President Green Fashion India and Management Committee member MKSSS, to kindly acknowledge Professor Ujjwala Chakradev. Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, up next we have with us as auspicious presence of Dr. Nalini Patil, Dean Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies at SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. With more than 25 years in the field of education, ma'am has been actively involved in research, technology, and its union, which has been applied to her expertise. With more than 5 books, 40 research papers in national and international research symposium, active roles in distinct capacities at the advisory board, academic and social affiliations, ma'am has been a very dynamic personality in the field of education. I would like to request Dr. Hundekar, Secretary Green Fashion India and Principal SOFT, to acknowledge Dr. Nalini Patil. Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very glad to have with us the people who stood by us, who reinforced us and endured us since the inception of green fashion concept, our advisors in the capacity of executive committee members. We are very pleased to have with us Mr. Rahul Bhajekar, Managing Director, Global Organic Textiles. With an extensive knowledge and a vast experience in the field of textiles, Sir previously had worked as General Manager with Hermes Eco Laboratories and Texan Lab Laboratories for European brands and retailers. For more than 30 years, Sir has been actively involved in textile testings of global organic textile standards. With a keen interest in sustainability and fashion, Sir has been playing a pivotal role since the inception of Green Fashion India. Sir, we are very honored to have you. I would like to request Mr. Rahul Mehta to felicitate Mr. Rahul Bhajekar. Thank you. Up next, we are very delighted to have with us the most active soft family member, Mr. Benjamin Etter, co-founder and head of marketing, Lebenskleidung, Berlin, Germany. A sustainability enthusiast, Benjamin has always been proactive towards practicing green fashion right from the stage of sourcing materials. We are very proud to have associated with Mr. Benjamin for his consistent backing and direction towards making Green Fashion India successful by playing an important role in strategic planning. I would like to request Mr. Girishji Prabhuni to kindly felicitate Mr. Benjamin Etter. Thank you, sir. We are very glad to have with us, after a very long time, Mr. Philipp Verhan, Creative Director, Tingding and Kolla, Germany. With creative skills and sustainable approach, Mr. Philipp has introduced a strong concept of upcycling in the field of sustainable fashion and became the pioneer in German design industry. I would like to request Mr. Rajesh Balakrishnan to felicitate Mr. Philipp Verhan. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very glad to have with us Ms. Meher Castellino, author and writer of Indian Fashion Network. Ma'am has been a pioneer in fashion journalism in India and has been associated for nearly 200 national and international newspapers and magazines. With her extraordinary contribution in Indian fashion with fluent writing, flawless journalism, ma'am is one of the names to reckon in the fashion industry. I would like to request Professor Ujjwala Chakradev to felicitate Ms. Meher Castellino. Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, we are immensely glad to have with us online Mr. Hemang Agrawal, a new age textile designer and managing director of Surekha Group. The 5-decade-old Surekha Group is the most authentic textile business of Varanasi, managed by Mr. Hemang. Sir is one of the proud Indian for being invited by the National Silk Museum, China, to deliver a keynote address covering the textiles and handlooms from the Indian subcontinent. A very warm welcome, sir, and thank you so much for making your presence online out of your busy schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a great honor for all of us to have all of you, right from the brainstorming till making every Green Fashion India conference possible in every possible way. We are very privileged to have with us the steering committee members of Green Fashion India. We have with us Dr. Jignasa Shah, head of the department, Sophia Shri B.K. Somani Polytechnic, Mumbai. I would like to request Ms. Vidya Kulkarni to felicitate Dr. Jignasa Shah. Thank you, ma'am. Up next, we have with us Ms. Rajashri Netalkar, Manager Textile Solutions at Atul Limited. I would like to request Dr. Nalini Patil to felicitate Ms. Rajashri Netalkar. Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very glad to have with us as special invitee, Mr. Ulhas Nimkar, President SDC UK and Chairman at Nimkar Tech Technical Solutions. I would like to request Mr. Ravindra Dev, sir, Chairman MKSSS, to felicitate Mr. Ulhas Nimkar. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on the occasion of opening ceremony of 9th Green Fashion India Prelude, I am pleased to share new associations with the prestigious partners from the field of education and industry. These new associations in the form of MOUs are meant to the comprehensive partnership for strategic engagements in the grand 9th Green Fashion India 2023 and for the academic activities at SOFT. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Dr. Nalini Patil to share a few words on the first association in the form of MOU.
Namaskar. Respected dignitaries on the dais and of the dais. This Prelude of Green Fashion 2022 is powered by SNDT Women's University and initiated by SOFT MKSSS. I welcome you all in this inauguration function of Prelude of this international conference. President of this conference, this inauguration ceremony, Honorable Khasdar Dr. Vijayji Sahasrabuddhe, President of Indian Council for Cultural Relations, who is known for his devotion towards social work, and Chief Guest, Mr. Rahul Mehta, Chief Mentor of CMEI and ex-President of IAF, is a multifaceted award-winning personality in many fields like education, actor, director, theater, and drama. Our guest of honor, Padma Shri Girishji Prabhune, social worker and social activist. And special guest, Mr. Rajesh Balakrishnan, CEO of Industrial Product Division, Pidilite Industries. Dr. Ujjwala Chakradev, Honorable Vice Chancellor of SNDT Women's University. Friends, since she has joined as a Vice Chancellor, we have seen tremendous change in the working of our university, and especially due to her visionary approach towards the implementation of National Education Policy 2020 at the university. Ma'am, we are fortunate to have a personality like you. Mr. Ravindra Dev, Chairperson of MKSSS, संस्था चालक कसे असावे याचे उत्कृष्ट उदाहरण. And Ms. Vidya Kulkarni, Vice Chairperson of MKSSS, GFI President, Architect Ms. Mohana Kadam, and Management Committee Member of MKSSS, Award Winner Architect. GFI Secretary, Dr. M. Hundekar, she is a very enthusiastic principal of SOFT, one of our affiliated colleges. And all invitees, all participants, all dignitaries, a very warm welcome to all of you. Today we are gathered here in the city of Pune, where Bharat Ratna Maharshi Dhondo Keshav Karve started the glorious journey of women empowerment more than a century ago. This journey of higher education started in the Karve Kutir, which is located at Pune campus of SNDT Women's University. And yes, we all are fortunate to have contributed a little bit in his profound journey. The SNDT Women's University is the first women's university in India, as well as in Southeast Asia. Motto of our university is Sanskrita Stri Parashakti. An enlightened woman is a source of an infinite strength. As said by Sutra Sanchalika, that in 1916, institution started with the name the Indian Women's University, with the guidance and support of eminent personalities like Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Patel, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Sarojini Naidu, Dr. Radhakrishnan, and many others. The first 5 women graduated in 1921 from this Bharatiya Mahila Vidyapit. The university received statutory recognition in 1951. The university headquarters is in Churchgate campus at Mumbai, and the other campuses at Juhu, Mumbai, Karve Road, Pune, Srivardhan, and now at Palghar, Mumbai also. And the campus will be developed in Chandrapur in near future. In a century-old existence, the university has grown into a multidisciplinary institution hosting diverse professionals, technical and liberal arts programs from K1 to PhD. This is the unique feature of our university. With due support from society, we are now a family of 50+ departments, 13 institutions, and 264 affiliated colleges. And I would like to say here that more than 50 design colleges are affiliated to SNDT Women's University. And those are spread across India, and life of more than 50,000 students are taking shape across 7 states and union territory. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on the behalf of SNDT Women's University for the International Conference on Green Fashion, a Way of Life. It is all about obtaining the social sustainability through various perspectives. Actually, I read somewhere some time back that according to survey, 85% of all textile go to the dump in each year. Fashion production makes up 10% of humanity's carbon emissions, dries up water sources, and pollutes rivers and streams. This is just a small fact about the textile pollution, but yes, how can you avoid this? To keep our earth safe. And I am sure we are going to gather many fruitful answers for this problem in this conference. And we will be successful in creating the blissful environment for the blooming life. We all are fortunate to have various experts for this conference. And I am sure this conference is going to make a huge contribution in creating Samartha Bharat and Saksham Bharat. So once again, I welcome you all. And without taking any more of your time, I take your leave. Thank you, and welcome again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request Professor Ujjwala Chakradev, Honorable Vice Chancellor, SNDT Women's University, and Mr. Ravindra Dev, Chairman, MKSSS, to kindly come forward to exchange the MOU. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. It's a great beginning for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one of the executive committee members for GFI have joined us, Dr. Anjali Karolia, Dean, Department of Clothing and Textiles, Faculty of Family and Community Sciences at MS Baroda University. I would like to request Architect Ms. Mona Kadam, President GFI, to felicitate Dr. Anjali Karolia. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to now invite Dr. Hundekar to share the insights on the MOU with SNDT Women's University.
Maharshi Karve Stri Shikshan Sanstha started in 1896, and after that Maharishi Dhondo Keshav Karve established SNDT Women's University in 1905. I think the same babies of one visionary, but the work has got divided. I think it's the best opportunity that on such auspicious occasion, both the sisters are coming together to empower India and to make fashion as an impact in the world. Education is the main motto of both the organizations, and how this education can have a revolutionary form to reach to the various levels, such as industry, such as NGO, students, of course, they are there, but even at the grassroots. There are going to be various small modules which will be developed by SNDT Women's University and MKSSS, and which will be offered at various levels, as I told you just now. And this is going to set an example in the field of fashion, because education is only meant for students. It is even the industry can avail it, even the NGO can avail it, and even various sectors of fashion industry can take an advantage of such endeavor. When we are talking about an impact of green fashion, as we said, there are 50 institutes and there are so many other renowned organizations and universities which have joined us. Now SNDT is going to be a part, active part of this Green Fashion India to empower it along with all our partners. And the committees have been formulated for the same, who is going to brainstorm and coming up with various ideas to make this conference most meaningful. I'm sure this impact will take some time to get evidence for, but I'm sure that this is going to be a very big set of example where, people will see how university is supporting an affiliated college and the sister concern. I'm sure this is going to be very exciting for all of us, ma'am. Thank you so much for your kind consideration. I thank Mr. Ravindra Dev sir, Mona madam and Vidya ma'am, along with Nalini ma'am, for their kind support for this wonderful beginning. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Mr. Rahul Mehta to share a few words on the second association in the form of MOU.
Thank you. I have been told by Dr. Hundekar not to exceed 3 minutes. And if I name all the dignitaries on the stage, it would take 2.5 minutes. So you can't blame me if I just restrict myself to say dignitaries on the dais. I think all you students who are here will understand exactly what I am going through. You know, when as a student who is not prepared with his lesson is suddenly put in front of your principal, you know the kind of terror that you feel. And in today, I'm not only put in front of principals, but even a vice chancellor. So you can imagine my fright at this point of time. I honestly don't know what I am doing here. I understand very little of fashion. I understand even less of green fashion. So I figured that the only reason why I am called here is my name, which is Rahul. Because there are so many brilliant Rahuls around in the world. You have Rahul Dravid, you have Rahul Dev Burman, you have Rahul Mishra, Rahul Bajekar. So I think the organizers just assume that every Rahul is a brilliant person. And therefore I have been called here. But I'd only like to say a couple of things. You know, a lot of these ideas, such as green fashion, a lot of them begin with seminars and conferences. Most of them remain in seminars and conferences. Some of them get themselves promoted to become a fad. That fad, if it really sort of is meaningful and is accepted by people in general, becomes a movement. And that movement, if it really has to have some meaning, has to become a practice. And today, green fashion, and perhaps this is not the right forum to say so, nor am I in the right position to say so, but the green fashion is somewhere between a seminar and a movement. It has not yet become a movement, but it's a little more than a fad. And people are now beginning to take it a little more seriously. But my observation is, and this is to all the academicians, to all the experts of green fashion, that you have got to create a platform, you have got to create an ecosystem whereby it moves away from just being a part of the seminar agenda or conference topic and becomes a practice. And the practice is not going to happen if it is restricted to the top 10 or 15 brands or retailers in India. CMAI has started this movement called the SURE, the Sustainable Resolution, which is a meeting place, a conglomeration of the 12 or 13 top Indian brands and retailers getting together to try and not only improve their own sustainable practices, but also try and bring it down to the common manufacturer, the smaller brands, the regular, normal, average player of the textile industry. Because there is no doubt that textile industry is one of the worst offenders of environmental damage. And as I'm today wearing a pair of denim jeans, even within textiles and apparel, jeans are probably one of the worst offenders. But just yesterday, I heard a very interesting comment as to why a denim jeans is not necessarily that anti-environment. Because whereas you wash a pair of cotton trousers maybe once every 3 days, or at least after every wash, a denim pair of jeans you don't wash for maybe 6 months or a year. So maybe we are saving a lot of water, far more than what people give us credit for. So, you know, these are small things that the textile industry, the apparel industry needs to emphasize, because there are two sides of the thing. One is that you have to improve your own processes, your own raw materials, your own practices. But the other is to actually educate the consumer, and first educate yourself and then educate the consumer as to how bad are we and where are we going wrong, where can we improve. And I think CMAI is trying to play its role. For those who are not too aware, CMAI stands for Clothing Manufacturers Association of India. We have about 3,500 manufacturing members and about 20,000 retailers as our members. So we're a fairly influential body, although I say it myself. And we are trying to bring in this concept of sustainability. But even here, what I would, I have been recommending this to the government and to the academicians, that yes, it is important for manufacturers and brands and retailers to understand the importance of sustainability. But I think the more important thing is to make the consumer aware as to what is a sustainable product and what is not, and why is a sustainable product important. I mean, and it's an amazing thing, but there was a recent study in the UK which surveyed some few hundred consumers, and 57% of the consumers surveyed said that they would prefer to buy a sustainable product. The strange thing was, out of that 57%, 62% said they would not want to pay a higher price. So here is the challenge for you experts. How do we, A, make the consumer aware as to what is sustainability and why it is important, and B, how do you make it affordable to the common person? How do you narrow down the gap between the regular product or the not so sustainable product and a sustainable product? I think that is where your challenge lies. So I'm delighted to be here, knowledgeable or ignorant. And I wish the Prelude a great success and the conference even a greater success. And if it is outside Bombay, ma'am, do invite me at that conference also. I love to fly down to Goa particularly. But I wish all of you all the very best. And Dr. Hundekar, she's a very powerful personality. I don't know, too many of you all are not aware, but when Vice Chancellor ma'am and I tried to light the lamp, the wind was too powerful for us to light. The moment Mrs. Hundekar lit the lamp, it lit up. Even the wind is scared of you, ma'am. But all the very best. But ma'am, you said that there are two sisters getting together to drive this movement forward. I can only offer that you have a brother who would like to help you achieve your target. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to request Mr. Rajesh Balakrishnan to share a few words on the third association in the form of MOU.
So Rahulji, by sheer popularity of name, I presume Rajesh is far more popular than Rahul, right? So anyway, I think it's, first of all, sincere thanks to SOFT, SNDT, and everybody here for inviting me, yeah. And you know, some words, I've been a part of this association since the inception. I think this was about 11 years back when we conceived the idea of saying that can we do something in the area of sustainability and green fashion for India? Well, that was a time where, you know, as a part of Dystar, which was a leader in coloration, we were seeing the first signs of requirements coming in from brands and retailers. Yes, we were seeing restricted substances list, something called ZDHC, and these movements kind of beginning to sprout and becoming more important, right? And what has happened over the last 11 years is quite significant. Well, at that point in time, having products which comply was a requirement to do business. Yeah? And that is where we were at that point in time. I think over the years, what has changed is standards have gone up, standards have got unified, brands and retailers have moved from restricted substances to material restricted substances, right? And to stay in business, having sustainable products has become a requirement to stay in business. So what was essentially some compliance which you met has become a requirement, right? What is further happening from that point of view now, if you look at it, is that from a regulatory framework and compliance, I think the government is getting much more stricter as far as emission norms are concerned, right? Also for listed companies in India, ESG reporting has become mandatory from this year, and we also as a company are driving sustainability across our processes and production processes. Also for brands and retailers, traceability has become extremely important. You would have recently read, for example, a company like BASF launching something in the agrochemical space, which helps you track back where the cotton is coming in from, and also then tells you what's the carbon footprint involved. And hence, I think the whole movement around traceability becomes extremely important. Yeah, and I think there is not a better movement to look at green fashion and to see how can we further integrate this into India, how can we make Indian brands and retailers and consumer far more aware of sustainable practices and processes. Yeah. As far as green fashion is concerned, I think a couple of words there. I think while it started about 9 years back as a platform to exchange information, I think it was sheerly the sense of purpose to create an impact of Dr. Hundekar and the team, which has actually carried it through and brought it to a level, which we had never envisaged when we really started this about 11 years back. So I think a big compliment to you, madam, and the entire team here for bringing it so far. Well, all of us have a role to play in this entire journey. I think we as corporates have even a larger role to play as to how do you really support this entire journey. And with this thought, I think we as Pidilite, and to give you a bit of a background, well, we are known as a Fevicol company and an adhesives company, right? What we do a lot in terms of helping the community in terms of sustainable practices is lesser known. Yeah? I mean, because we are that way, we like to do things and not talk about it. So we have a cluster in Gujarat, 4 clusters, Khadi clusters in Gujarat, with whom we have been deeply associated. It's a very our chairman is extremely passionate about it, and we have helped them develop. So we have helped improve capability. 2 years back, we also installed solar charkas. We have tried to help them in terms of develop a variety of fabrics. And we found it is the apt time to now work with an institute like SOFT to say, can we work together, to help develop their capabilities and get Khadi to a larger, I would say, consumer community in India and abroad, number one. And it is not only restricted to what we do at Mahua. Can we model this cooperation to a larger extent that the entire Khadi clusters across the country benefit? Yeah? So that's what the aspiration and the vision is, with which what we have now engaged in the form of an MOU. I think it's just a beginning of a journey, and I think I'm sure with all our support, I think we have miles to further cover. Yeah. So thank you again, once again, and I think it's always a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm sure with such collaborations and joint efforts, we all can co-create unique, sustainable solutions and services for the entire society. Thank you so much, SNDT Women's University, CMAI, and Pidilite. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to request Architect Ms. Mohana Kadam, President GFI, to address our audience.
Good afternoon, honorable dignitaries on the dais, active members of Green Fashion India, my entire team of SOFT, and my dear students. As the president, I greet you all to this prelude of 9th Green Fashion India at SOFT Pune. Friends, as you all know, for past 8 editions of Green Fashion India, We have been debating, advocating the idea of sustainability and fair fashion. This was very well understood, practiced, promoted, and brainstormed to bring us to this level. In the past 2 years to our fortune, the dark cloud of COVID pandemic also could not hold us back. So, as every year, we are now incorporating new ideas and bring a change in the pattern. This year, we are aiming to be louder, more impactful, broaden our horizons, and advocate social sustainability to enhance the lifestyle quotient. I'm sure with the kind support and participation from SNDT Women's University, CMAI, Pidilite, partner institutes like MS University Baroda, Sophia BK Somani Polytechnic, Nirmala Niketan, Banasthali Vidyapit, SDC India and UK, we will be able to amplify the status of green fashion India. Also, with the meaningful and wholehearted support and involvement of our dedicated designers, academicians, artisans, and industry partners, we have formed an oracle to make this forum stronger and make its presence felt in the fashion fraternity globally. So I'm extremely glad to have you all here to bring the important share and connect of this green revolution. I wish you all a 2-day brainstorming sessions and come up with great solutions with the help of our brothers and sisters concerned to come up to a level where, as Rahulji rightly said, we have to move from seminars to the actual platform. This is the real life situations. So with this, I wish you a great and green future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. There is always a decorum of a function, but as I take this privilege to enter in between, we had first MOU of SNDT and MKSSS, soft. Second, which was declared very silently as a brother, he's going to support us. Thank you so much, sir. And it was meant for that CMAI has assured to support Green Fashion India and to empower all our institutes with very different activities and support. The best activity which they have assured us is placements. And for all institutes, it is going to be a very key activity, and where our students who are practicing sustainability, CMAI is going to give them better options of career. Sir, and that is why we kept your session, address little ahead, and we break the rule. I'm sorry for that. Second was Mr. Rajesh Balakrishnan, who has come forwarded, and Pidilite has also declared their support for Green Fashion India. Thank you so much, sir. And it's really, and that is why three assured supports to Green Fashion India. We have just started with a wonderful beginning, and I'm sure we are going to have more and more collaborations and will witness a very big revolution in the month of October. Thank you so much. Mallika, over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite the guest of honor, Mr. Girish G. Prabhune, Padma Shri, and founder and president of Punaruthan Samarasata Gurukulam and a senior social activist, to share insight and address our audience.
नमस्कार। यहाँ अन्ना साहेब कर्वे, जिन्होंने भारत का पहला महिलाओं का आश्रम खोला। उसमें जिनको प्रथम प्रवेश दिया, जिन्होंने अपना घर गंवाया है, पति गंवाया है और जीने का कोई रास्ता नहीं था, ऐसे महिलाओं की स्थिति 100 साल 150 साल पहले बहुत कठिन थी। पुणे में तो कर्मठता अधिक थी, धार्मिक प्रथाएं, कुप्रथाएं बहुत थी, और उसी परिस्थिति में जिन्होंने खुद से ही अपने जीवन में परिवर्तन लाया, ऐसी भारत की सारी महिलाएं अपने घर में ही आंसू बहाती थी, जिनको अपने घर से बाहर लाकर खुद के पैरों पर स्वावलंबन, आत्मनिर्भर बनाने की कोशिश की और जिसमें वो बहुत कामयाब रहे। आज यहाँ जो कॉन्फ्रेंस परिषद हो रही है, वो उसी का जो पौधा छोटा सा लगाया था, उसका बहुत बड़ा वटवृक्ष बन गया है। जैसे देखेंगे हम नाम ग्रीन फैशन इंडिया, मुझे बहुत इसमें काव्यमयता लगती है। हम जब देखते हैं सृष्टि के तरफ, छोटा सा पौधा रहता है, उसके पन्ने अलग अलग रहते हैं, उसके फूल अलग रहते हैं, उसके डेट जो कहते हैं वो अलग रहता है, कुछ एकदम बड़े रहते हैं, कुछ छोटे रहते हैं। कई प्रकार के रंग जब बारिश होने के बाद श्रावण में दिखाई देती है, तो ये ग्रीन फैशन भारत से बहुत है। हर गांव में, हर जाति में, जहां हम 18 पगड़ कहते हैं, पगड़ी, अलग अलग पगड़ी, अलग अलग पहराव, अलग अलग प्रकार की साड़ियाँ, अलग अलग प्रकार के उसके डिज़ाइन। जैसे भारत के कोने कोने में कहते हैं कि भाषा 10 कोस यानी 10 मील 10 किलोमीटर बदलती है, तो 10 किलोमीटर के बाद, 10 कोस के बाद पहराव भी बदलता है। कुमकुम लगाने की भी अलग अलग शैली है। कई ऐसे बिंदी लगाते हैं, कई बड़ा लगाते हैं, कई बड़ा कुमकुम लगाते हैं। तो भारत के पुराने ज़माने से महिलाओं में और पुरुषों में फैशन पूरा ओत-प्रोत भरी है। और हम देखते हैं अजंठा वेरूळ में जाते हैं तो वहाँ तो कई हजार प्रकार की साड़ियाँ, कई हजार प्रकार के अलंकार वो पत्थर में बनाए हैं। तो ये सारा देखेंगे, इतना समृद्ध विविधता से भरा हुआ पूरा भारत में, कश्मीर से लेके जहाँ ठंड ज़्यादा रहती है वहाँ भी अलग अलग प्रकार के पहराव हैं। तो ये सारा देखकर ऐसा लगता है कि इतनी समृद्धि, इतनी कला, इतनी विविधता, इतनी भाषा, लोहे के कंगन से लेकर सोने के कंगन तक कई प्रकार के कंगन थे। कान के बालों के हम देखेंगे जो जहाँ अलग अलग प्रकार के, नीचे एक रहता है, बीच में एक रहता है, ऊपर एक रहता है। और वो जो हर प्रांत में, राजस्थान में तो एक राजस्थान लेंगे तो पूरे विश्व भर की फैशन वहाँ है। तो ये सारे निसर्ग से हमने लिया है। तो भी पिछले 1000-1200 साल में इतनी फैशन, इतनी विविधता, इतने पहरावों में विविधता, इतनी भाषाओं में विविधता होते हुए भी महिलाओं को कठिन समय आए। वो क्यों आ गए, कैसे आ गए? जिसमें हम काम करते हैं जनजाति महिलाओं में, तो आश्चर्य लगता है कि हम जाते हैं तो उनको ज्ञान देने के लिए जाते हैं, ऐसा शुरुआत में हमें लगा। और जाने के बाद ऐसा लगा कि महिलाओं के पास इतना ज्ञान भरा है जो स्कूल की पाठ्यक्रम से नहीं आता है। 20-25 साल हम पढ़ते हैं तो भी पाठ्य पुस्तक के सिवा हमारे पास कुछ नहीं आता। और जो महिलाएं देखते हैं, अभी नगर जिले में एक महिला थी जिनको पद्मश्री भी मिला है, बीज माता। उनके यहाँ मैं जब गया था, रंग, बीजों का रंग, कई प्रकार के रंग थे और वो हर साल उसमें से कूट मुट्ठी भर लेकर बीज बोते हैं, उसमें से फसल आती है, फिर उसमें से निकालकर वो रखती है। ऐसे बीज माता कई हजार पौधे, कई हजार प्रकार के पौधे वो बनाती है। तो ऐसे ज्ञान का खजीना जिनके पास था, वो उनकी जिंदगी में रोशनी भी नहीं मिलती थी। ऐसा क्यों आ गया? और यहाँ देखते हैं जो पौधा छोटा सा महर्षि अण्णा साहब कर्वे, उन्होंने अपने खुद से उदाहरण से करके लगाया। और यहाँ जो कुछ 20-25 साल पहले यहाँ आते पूना में, तो बहुत महिलाओं के शिक्षा में यहाँ सावित्रीबाई फुले, महात्मा फुले, इन्होंने भी बहुत कार्य किया। लेकिन महाराष्ट्र के कोने कोने में जो महिलाओं की स्थिति है, जिसमें जनजाति महिलाओं में भी क्रिमिनल ट्राइब्स है, उनके हाथ को पहले काफी काम था, अभी कुछ भी काम नहीं। पेट भर अन्न भी नहीं मिलता है, रहने के लिए जगह नहीं, खेती नहीं, घर नहीं, मकान नहीं, पैसा भी नहीं, तो चोरी करके पेट को भरना पड़ता है, बच्चों को करना पड़ता है। वहीं से लेकर यहाँ तक की जो संस्कृति है, जो महात्मा फुले, सावित्री फुले से लेकर बायो कर्वे और अण्णा साहब कर्वे ने जो पूरा समाज के हर स्थिति में बदलने का प्रयास किया है, उसका ये उदाहरण है। भारत में किसी भी चीज की कमी नहीं है, भारत में जनसंख्या में भी कमी नहीं है। भारत की महिलाएं बहुत बुद्धिमान, घर देखते हैं तो साफ सुथरा रहता है। वारली महिलाएं के साथ में हमेशा रहता हूं तो देखता है मकान बांधने सी कला, वहाँ मिट्टी से वो लेपन करते हैं, प्लास्टर लेपन करते हैं, उसके ऊपर गेहूं चावल का पीठ तैयार करके वो नक्शी करते हैं। वो नक्शी और गेरुआ रंग का उसके ऊपर डालते हैं। उसका भी कई स्कूलों में, पाठशालाओं में पढ़ाई होती है। जे स्कूल ऑफ आर्ट जो 200 साल पहले शुरू हुआ, वहाँ भी वारली पेंटिंग होता है। लेकिन वहाँ से 100 किलोमीटर दूर पालघर में जो इनकी पास ये कला है, उनको जो पढ़ाई देते हैं, वो सिस्टम में, पढ़ाई में ये कला का नहीं है और उनके हाथ से कला निकल जा रही है। पूरे भारत भर की महिलाओं के पास जितनी सारी कलाएं थी, जितना कौशल्य था, हाथ से करते थे। राजस्थान की महिलाएं जो बेलदार बंजारा महिलाएं, जिसे आरसा लगाकर पूरे घाघरा कई प्रकार के वो बनाती थी। आज की स्कूल की शिक्षा से धीरे धीरे वो पूरा का पूरा साफ हो रहा है। तो ये शिक्षा यहाँ ग्रीन फैशन इंडिया, यहाँ की जो शिक्षा है वहीं से वो फिर से शुरुआत हो रही है कि भारत को समृद्ध कलापूर्ण बनाने की। मैं करवे शिक्षण संस्था के सारे जो हमारे देव जो है वो तो कलाकार है, और फैशन में भी कला का अभी जिनका सत्कार हो गया वो गाउन पहन के आए थी। ऐसे राजस्थान में, आसाम में हर जाति 10 किलोमीटर बाद अलग अलग प्रकार के गाउन पुराने जमाने से हैं, अजंता में भी वो दिखाई देते। तो ऐसी ये नई शुरुआत है पूरे विश्व को सजाने की, जीवन समृद्ध करने की, जीवन कला पूर्ण करने की, और महिलाओं के जीवन में भी रसपूर्ण कलापूर्ण सप्तरंगी जीवन हो जाएगा। जैसे तितली हर फूल के ऊपर जाती है तो वो फूल जो है कई प्रकार के रंग रहते हैं, उसमें जो शहद रहता है, मध, वो एक इतना मीठा रहता है। वैसा हमारे भारत की सारी वंचित घटकों की महिलाएं, उनका जीवन भी इस दृष्टि से मधुर हो जाएगा। हाथ में हर एक गांव तक, हर एक महिला के पास ये कला जाएगी। और जैसे पुराने ज़माने में पूरे विश्व को यहाँ की महिलाओं ने रेशमी, वुलन और सूती कपड़े तैयार करके, अपने हाथों से तैयार करके विश्व को दिए, वैसे फिर से पूरा विश्व भारत की महिलाओं को समृद्ध बनाएगा। मुझे यहाँ बुलाया और मुझे ये सम्मान लगता है क्योंकि जिनके पास कुछ भी नहीं है उनके पास वस्त्र तो होना ही चाहिए, जो वस्त्र भी नहीं रहता है आजकल। और वस्त्र से फैशन, वस्त्र से कला, वस्त्र से रंगपूर्ण जीवन की शुरुआत इस परिषद और यहाँ की शिक्षा में हो रही है। मैं सभी ज्ञानी जनों को, महिलाओं को धन्यवाद देता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
सर, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Mr. Ravindra Dev, Chairman MKSSS, to address our audience.
मंच पर सभी उपस्थित महानुभाव और इस ग्रीन फैशन इंडिया के मार्गदर्शक, सामने बैठे हुए सभी विद्यार्थीगण, 2 दिन ये कॉन्फ्रेंस चलेगी। सस्टेनेबिलिटी यह विषय लेकर हम काम कर रहे हैं और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि भारत का जो शाश्वत विकास है, भारत की जो प्रगति है, हम हजारों सालों से देख के आ रहे हैं कि हमारे जीवन का एक अटूट अंग है, कि जो हमारे परिवार का एक हिस्सा है, क्योंकि हमारी जीवन पद्धति हजारों सालों से रही है। और हमने देखा है कि हमारा जो प्रवास रहा, बीच में 100-150 साल ऐसे गए जिसमें हमारे भारत का जो रास्ता था, आक्रमणों के द्वारा गलत रास्ते पर हमने गलत विचारधारा ली, इसलिए हमारा जो फोकस था शाश्वत विकास का, वो थोड़े काल में भटक गया। लेकिन जिस संस्था में हम खड़े हैं, जिन्होंने 2 संस्था की स्थापना की, महर्षि अण्णा कर्वे जी ने, SNDT और महर्षि कर्वे, ये दोनों साथ मिलकर इस विषय को फिर अच्छे रास्ते से सब विद्यार्थी और पूरा भारत जाए, समर्थ भारत हो, इसलिए ऐसे विषयों को लेकर काम कर रही है। हम ग्राम जीवन में जब जाते हैं तो अनुभव करते हैं मुझे याद है मैं अरुणाचल प्रदेश गया था, हम सब 4-5 कलाकार पेंटिंग करने के लिए गए थे और सब देहात में गाड़ी चल रही थी और हमारे एक कलाकार को उल्टी आ गई, तो वो उतर गए, हम भी उतर गए। तो जो चालक था वो पहाड़ के पास जो कलाकार गया तो तुरंत चालक बाहर आ गया, अरे वहाँ मत को, वो झील का पानी है, वो नीचे गांव है, वहाँ पे वो यूज़ होता है, पानी पीते हैं लोग। तो एक चालक भी जागरूक है, आपने ये सारा जो निसर्ग है, इसमें जो आने वाला पानी है, पहाड़ है, जो पेड़ है, इसके लिए हमारे गांव-गांव के अंदर लोग जागरूक है। और आज हम शहरों में देखते हैं कि हमारे पानी में कितनी गंदगी आ रही है। छोटे छोटे उदाहरण हैं। हमने बीच में एक CSR कंपनी ने हमें संपर्क किया कि हमारे पास कुछ कपड़े हैं गरीब लोगों को देने के लिए। हाँ, तो बोले आते हम, कितने कपड़े रहेंगे? 2 ट्रक हमने कपड़े उन्होंने लिए, बचपन छोटे बच्चे से लेकर बड़े, मतलब पैसा बहुत आया है। ब्रांडेड कपड़े अपने परिवार में 1.5 महीने, 3 महीने, 4 महीने यूज़ किए हुए अच्छे कपड़े उन्होंने एक सामाजिक संस्था को दे दिए। और वो कपड़े लेकर कहाँ गए? तो देहातों में, वनवासी क्षेत्र में, आदिवासी क्षेत्र में रहने वाले लोगों के उन्होंने भेंट दे दिए। 3 महीने के बाद, 6 महीने के बाद जब वो सामाजिक संस्था में काम करने वाले कार्यकर्ता उस पहाड़ों में गए कि हमारे कपड़े यूज़ कर रहे हैं क्या, सारे मतलब जहाँ कपड़े दिए थे उन परिवार में कपड़े वैसे के वैसे पड़े हुए थे, क्योंकि वो जंगल में रहने वाले जो हमारे लोग हैं उनका पहनावा अलग रहता है, वहाँ का जो वातावरण रहता है उस हिसाब से उनका सारा जीवन पद्धति रहती है। और शहरों के निर्माण हुए कपड़े वहाँ पे वैसे के वैसे पड़े हुए थे, क्योंकि पानी की व्यवस्था नहीं। अब जब जीन पैंट वो पहनाएगा या वहाँ पे वो साड़ी पहनेगी तो जंगल में काम कैसे करेगी? तो एक जीवन पद्धति हमारे भारत में रही है, अलग अलग प्रांतों में अलग अलग वातावरण में रही है। इसका ध्यान इस 2 दिन के कॉन्फ्रेंस में हम चिंतन करेंगे। हमारे यहाँ अच्छे मार्गदर्शक हैं जिन्होंने पूरे भारतवर्ष में इसके लिए संशोधन किया है, और अभी हमारे जो स्टूडेंट यहाँ पे रिसर्च ओरिएंटेड काम करें उनको भी मार्गदर्शन मिलेगा। आप सभी का मैं यहाँ स्वागत करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Professor Ujjwala Chakradev, Honorable Vice Chancellor, SNDT Women's University, to address our audience.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Rahul, I would like to confess here that you were scared and I was happy, because I thought the presidential address is over. Now I don't have to stand in front of all of you and speak. Being an academician, not really scared, because teachers are used to talking for 45 minutes, 1 hour, without even preparations. So, but I ensure all of you, I'll not be speaking for 45 minutes. I'm happy to stand in front of you all, dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries here, my students, my faculty members. It's a great opportunity to demonstrate a very simple fact, that education and education institutions have to lead the society to act. For past 150 years or so, there has been always a disassociation of the society and the education institutions. We were always in our ivory towers, and we thought what we did is best, whereas the society around was changing fast. And it changed to an extent that they stopped following, the professions particularly, stopped following the education institutions. We started creating products, degrees, and degree holders. And when they went to the society, they said, now we need to train you to serve the society. So this kind of disassociation now is being bridged up through this conference, through this activity, through this session, through this initiation, and through this motivation. There's another thing. We have been talking about fashion. We have been talking about design. We have been talking about green. We have been talking about education. And we have been talking about society. And we have, on the top of it, talking about sustainability. What have all these things to do together? I won't take much of time. Lots of deliberations on these would happen in the sessions, I'm aware. Yet, the word fashion has a huge impact, especially on my young generation. Anything that is fashionable is in vogue. That goes on. And this impact, what kind of an impact a particular fashion is making on the youngsters will determine the future generation and the future of the nation as well. The movement here talks about the greenness in the fashion. And this greenness comes from, not only from the environment, protecting the environment, but greenness comes from the culture as well, is what we are showcasing here. This culture, the background, the inherent qualities which they are, they have to be brought back in fashion. Somebody asked me, can you put flowers in your head? No, it's not a fashion right now. But flowers have a very special role to play to create an ambience, and also in fashion, in our attires. So these kind of small things which were a part of our culture, how can we bring back in fashion, is what is being discussed in these sessions and by greenness. So culture and protection of environment and the processes involved in those are what we are actually talking about. How do we do it? In education, particularly. In education, when we talk about it, here, actually I'm talking in front of dignitaries, I'm aware of that, especially Girish Prabhuniji, whom I've read, followed, heard so much about. And talking about sustainability, only the words do not mean a lot. Yet, I would dare to talk. There's a difference between an animal and a man. I'm not going to the primitive ages. The basic needs of the animal, 5 basic needs which animal has: hunger, food, that is bhay, maithun, and 4th one is eat food, I said, hunger, maithun, and fear, as well as 5th one. You're prompting me, so please, I have. So there are 5 basic needs which a dog has and a human being has, but we are different from the person, from animals, and that's the thinking processes which make us different. Thinking processes, lower thinking orders and the higher thinking orders are which we have been talking about in education for such a long time. Now, lower thinking orders will bring us back to the animal status, and higher thinking orders bring us to a lower layers. And there are innumerable layers in between the lower thinking and the higher thinking, and what we consider as higher and what others consider as higher is also a debatable point, because we consider higher to a point where we stand. I am here, so that thing is higher to me and this is a lower to me.
So for each one of us, where we stand, and together, cumulatively, we as a society stand at a particular standpoint. So we think about higher things as good things and the lower things to be discarded, and that is where the education comes, and that's where the impact of the fashion is actually to be considered, because the fashion will determine what is higher now beyond this. And that will make an impact. So there are only hardly few people who think about it. There are hardly a handful of things, maybe not more than 10 or 20% in the society who think and then make a change. And there are others who follow the change. And those who follow the change take the fashion as an instrument to make it happen. These thinkers can make fashion as an instrument to make this change happen. And that's why the impact of this fashion and this greenness is so very important. And when it comes into education, this education can change the mindset. So the changes which are happening in our youngsters will happen from within and not from outside. And this is how this will make, education will probably make them think at a level which we are thinking of, that is a higher order at present. There are many things to discuss, of course, but right now, for a time being, this seems to be enough. I would like to congratulate SOFT, and I'm happy that SNDT has associated with SOFT for this, in this movement. Yes, we are two sisters. Maharshi Dondokeshav Karve started this movement long ago. At that time, whatever was the fashion, he embarked upon that. And he also at the same time realized that women can do it. And that was the need of an hour at that point. The fashion also has a very peculiar role to play, or women has a peculiar thought process towards fashion. So they can be the brand ambassadors for the fashion to be taken up. I don't deny that men do not. But then women can do it more empathetically and do it at a fast rate. And that's why this greenness, taking forward the greenness, bringing the communities which are actually there and that need, the communities which have protected our culture, not only in the fashion with respect to the apparel design, not only with anything, but design per se in anything. I am an architect, so I would like to say in designing the spaces, the buildings, and maybe design wherever it comes, it changes your lifestyle. It changes you from within, the way you behave, the way you move around in the spaces, the way you feel, and the way you portray and express yourself. All this is a part of a design, and then design gradually becomes a fashion, and then the fashion becomes a style. I'm going in a reverse way. Of course, I know that the style is short-lived than the fashion, and the design is the longer-lived thing. Yet, this is going to make a tremendous change in design. It's a small beginning, and through our ambassadors sitting on the steps, it needs to take a big kind of accelerated kind of steps, movement, so that we reach large people and the entire Bharat changes into the way it should have changed long ago. And we forget that in between there were few dark years with us. Thank you so much for this again.
Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hear from the President of the ceremony, Dr. Vinayji Sahasrabudhe, President ICCR. Since Sir couldn't attend the ceremony in person, he has sent us the address in a clip, requesting our IT team to kindly play the clip.
Namaskar to all. Shriman Rahul Mehta, Chief Mentor of the CMAI and who is the chief guest for today's function. Padma Shri Girish Prabhune, a senior friend of mine, a renowned social worker. Also the special guest, Dr. Rajesh Balakrishnan, who is the CEO of the Industrial Product Division, Pidilite Industries. Professor Dr. Ujjwala Chakradev, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Srimati Nathibai Damodar Thakursi Women's University, Mumbai. Dr. Nalini Patil, Dean and Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies of the SNDT University, Pune. Shri Ravindra Dev, Chairman of the Maharshi Karve Stri Shikshan Sanstha. Srimati Vidya Kulkarni, Vice Chairman. And Dr. M. Hundekar, Principal of School of Fashion Technology of this very renowned institution that has acquired name and fame in the context of women empowerment through education. And ladies and gentlemen gathered over here today. It's a great privilege and a pleasure as well to be here at the inaugural function of the 9th International Conference, which is appropriately named as Green Fashion. The idea of sustainability, I must say, is not new to India and Indian culture. In fact, the focus of Indian culture and Indian spiritual philosophy has always remained on being grateful to Mother Nature. So when we talk about nature, we always speak with reverence, a deep sense of gratitude. And therefore sustainability is a part of the body politic of India and the idea of India as well. Therefore, even when it comes to fashions, it is very natural that India takes lead and talks about green fashion. I do not know as to whether this green fashion theme has really become popular all over the world, especially in the fashion fraternity of the world. But India taking lead and conducting conferences on this particular theme is certainly very natural and very important as well. According to the National Climate Change Journal 2018, textile production is one of the most polluting industries. It produces 1.2 billion tons of greenhouse gas emissions, the report says, and more than the emissions of international flights and maritime shipping put together. The fashion industry's quote-unquote contribution in pollution all over the world, it's something which is a cause of huge concern for all of us. In the recent times, the discussion on sustainable fashion, I'm happy, has gained momentum, which mainly revolves around the concept of environment-friendly clothing, though India has always been an advocate of sustainable clothing, as I had mentioned earlier as well. For example, no other fabric, perhaps, could be rightly named as more environment-friendly than the fabric of khadi. We know that khadi has played an important role in our nation's history, especially during the independence movement, and the Gandhian worldview also gives place of prominence to khadi. Mahatma Gandhi ji called for a boycott of British textiles to embrace the ancient craft traditions of our own country. And one of the ideas behind Mahatma Gandhi ji's thought process was to evolve a textile which is more nature friendly. While mill-made cloth is circulated in the entire market, khadi is a precious craft deeply intertwined with India's story. More importantly, it is highly sustainable, and I don't think it requires any further elaboration. Government organizations like the Khadi and Village Industries Commission or the KVIC, the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, MSME, have been giving the sustainable textiles a serious push, especially during the last 8 years after Prime Minister Narendra Modi took over. And I'm happy when the leadership makes it a point and appeals passionately to the people. People also listen and take the advice very seriously. The increase in the khadi sale over the years indicates this particular thing. With the Indian government banning the use of plastic bags across numerous states amid the increasing buzz around global warming, the textile industry in India is rapidly shifting towards eco-friendly clothing. If we talk about the sustainable fashion and lifestyle, I'm sure we cannot ignore the mill-based workforce and laborers involved in the process. The working conditions of millions of people involved in this business may be also looked into. And therefore, when we talk about sustainability and when we talk about nature-friendly fashions or green fashions, I think all these issues certainly become very, very important. Therefore, perhaps, right from textile manufacturing to weaving and to garment manufacturing, I would suggest that this particular conference should come out with some kind of a set of do's and don'ts. If you want to look modern, trendy, and fashions, it's something which very obviously attracts the younger generation. If we are able to provide some alternatives to our young friends, I'm sure they would be more keen and more appreciative of such efforts, and they would certainly adopt these new green fashions. I believe, as we have been observing, that saffron thinking always leads to green living. Therefore, the indigenous approach towards environment, indigenous approach towards sustainability, and in that context, the kind of apparels we use, the kind of ornaments we also try to showcase as a part of our fashion, all these things should basically underscore the idea of green fashion. I believe perhaps in no other country we come across garlands and flowers used as ornaments. Even our festivals speak about the nature and the nature worship as well. We use most natural resources in our festivities, in our celebratory practices. And therefore, fashion alone cannot be looked at as an independent part of human life. If we are really talking about more environment-friendly lifestyles in tune with the message given by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, which was about lifestyle for environment, life as what it is called, I believe fashion certainly cannot be separated. And therefore, right from architecture to our dietary or culinary and cuisine practices, and from fashions to our celebratory practices, our festivities, everywhere, like God, sustainability is omnipresent. Let us work towards that, and let us also evolve some kind of an actionable agenda in order to have green fashion becoming a part of our worldview, part of our thinking, and part of our living as well. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Ms. Garima Bhalla, Steering Committee Member, Green Fashion India, and Head of the Department SOFT to present vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Malika. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Garima Bhalla, Steering Committee Member of Green Fashion India, feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. I would like to begin with a huge thank you to Dr. Vinay Sahasrabudhe, the President of the ceremony. Chief guest, Mr. Rahul Mehta, Guest of Honor, Padma Shri Girish Prabhuneji, Special Guest, Mr. Rajesh Balakrishnan, for kindly accepting our invitation and gracing the inaugural function with their kind presence. I'm very thankful to Professor Dr. Ujjwala Chakradev, Honorable Vice Chancellor, SNDT Women's University, Dr. Nalini Patil, Dean Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, SNDT Women University, Mr. Ravindra Dev, Chairman, Maharshi Karve Stri Shikshan Sanstha, Ms. Vidya Kulkarni, Vice Chairman, Maharshi Karve Stri Shikshan Sanstha, GFI President, Architect Ms. Mohana Kadam, for their continuous support and advices which have greatly helped us towards the successful organization of Green Fashion India Prelude 2022. I am thankful to the Managing Committee members of Maharshi Karve Stri Shikshan Sanstha and authorities of SNDT Women's University, Mumbai, who have helped us directly and indirectly always through their support and guidance. My sincere thanks to special invitee Dr. Ulhas Nimkar for his gracious presence. Words are not enough to thank the constant guidance and support of the Executive Committee members, Mr. Rahul Bhajekar, Mr. Benjamin Itter, Mr. Hemang Agarwal, Mr. Philip, Ms. Meha Castellino, and Dr. Anjali Karolia to shape the conference. My special thanks to our steering committee members, Mr. Suresh Karale, Ms. Jignasa Shah, and Ms. Rajeshri Nitalkar for their constant support. I would like to thank Dr. Hundekar, Secretary, Green Fashion India, for her constant creative ideas and direction that radiates source of energy within us in organizing such a huge event. As you all know, the organization of such events are generally the result of close cooperation among several institutions, organizations, and individuals. It is my great pleasure to express on behalf of Green Fashion India a deep appreciation for the support and encouragement provided by such delegates, individuals from various institutions. My thanks also goes to GFI coordinators, core committee members, the entire team of SOFT and SMART who have given their precious time in organizing this wonderful event. Thank you so much, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, with this we open the 9th Green Fashion India 2022 a Prelude powered by SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. Ladies and gentlemen, since we are running behind the time, we have rescheduled the session of experience sharing by Executive Committee members of GFI. We are now taking a lunch break and we will meet sharp at 2:15 for the collective workshops on the sub-themes. Our coordinators for each sub-theme will help you proceed towards respective venues. The location map is also displayed at the registration counter. So let us meet sharp at 2:15. Thank you so much once again.